Hello everyone, welcome to Brighten tutorials. Today we are going to start with a new chapter of class 8th, that is crop production and management. So let's begin with the chapter. Chapter starts with the agriculture practices. So let's read. Till the 10,000 BCE, peoples were nomadic. Now words came nomadic. What does it mean? That peoples went from place to place in search of food and shelter. We covered this line also, that people just move from one place to another in search, like, to find their food and to find their shelter. They ate raw material, fruits and vegetables, started hunting animals for food. So now what they do is they used to eat raw fruits, okay, and raw vegetables, like कच्चा fruit या कच्चा vegetable वो खा लेते थे. And after that they started hunting animals. वो animals को मारना शुरू किया था ताकि वो उनसे food ले सके. So later they could cultivate land and produce rice. Now after that they, what they can do is to cultivate land, crop उगा सके वो, और राइस, व्हीट या कुछ अदर फूड क्रॉप्स को वो उगाना शुरू किया. तो यही हमारा एग्रीकल्चर का यहाँ पर बर्थ होने लगा, एग्रीकल्चर यहाँ पर आने लगा. आफ्टर दैट व्हाट इज अ क्रॉप? नाउ व्हाट इज अ क्रॉप? नाउ when plants of same kind are cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. मीन्स जब बहुत सारे प्लांट्स, लाइक एक ही काइंड के, लाइक बहुत ज़्यादा प्लांट, बहुत सारे तो एक ही जगह पर कल्टीवेट किए जाते हैं, तब एक ही बहुत बड़े लैंड पर कल्टीवेट किए जाते हैं, तब उसे क्रॉप कहते हैं. क्रॉप जैसे कि वीट की क्रॉप, राइस की क्रॉप, वीट, क्रॉप ऑफ वीट. ना क्रॉप ऑफ वीट, व्हाट डज इट मीन? दैट प्लांट्स जो एक फील्ड में ग्रोन किए गए हैं, दैट आर ऑफ वीट. ओके, मीन्स एक बड़े से लैंड में वीट के कई प्लांट्स उगाए गए हैं. मीन्स मोर प्लांट्स आर ग्रोन इन अ फील्ड आर दैट ऑफ वीट. नाउ व्हाट are the classification of crops? Now classification of crop, this is important topic. See, crops are of different types. Cereals हो सकते हैं, vegetables हो सकते हैं, fruits हो सकते हैं. These can be classified on the basis of season in which they grow. Season ही है जो main thing है. Season, cold season, yeah, hot season, summer, winter, yeah. Now India is a vast country. The climatic conditions like temperature, humidity, rainfall vary from one region to another. Like जो climatic conditions है हमारे इंडिया में, what are they? Like temperature, humidity, rainfall, ये सभी जगह अलग अलग हैं. तो हमारी जो क्रॉप्स की जो वेराइटी है वो हर जगह अलग है. लाइक हमारे हरियाणा में अलग होगी, तो कहीं पंजाब में अलग होगी, राजस्थान में अलग होगी, बिकॉज दे हैव डिफरेंट climatic conditions. Now, despite these diversity, two broad cropping patterns can be identified. Now, two types of crops are Kharif crop and the Rabi crop. Kharif crop and Rabi crop. Okay, so let's read about them. Now, Kharif crop. What are Kharif crops? So, firstly, the crops which are sown in rainy season. Rainy seasons में जो crops उगाई जाती हैं, that are Kharif crops, main thing. Rainy season in India is generally from June to September. Paddy is here rice. Maize, soybean, groundnut and cotton. These are some of the examples of Kharif crop. Now what are Rabi crop? So mainly you understand Rabi crop. What is Rabi crop? Yeah, sorry, Kharif crop. Yeah, now what is Rabi crop? The crops grown in the winter season, mainly October to March, are called Rabi crops. Okay. Now, for example, Rabi crop examples can be wheat, gram, pea, mustard, and linseed. So these are some of the examples. Beside these, pulses and vegetables are grown during summer at many places. Beside these, like summer में भी कुछ pulses या vegetables grow किए जाते हैं कोई places में हमारे इंडिया में. Okay, so may you understand the rabi crop also? Then basic practices. Now how the crop is grown, everything. There are 7 steps. First is preparation of soil, then sowing, then adding manures and fertilizers, irrigation, protection from weeds, harvesting and storage. So these are the mainly things that we should know. Okay, now these we have to learn serial wise, so that if your teacher asks you about these, so you have to tell serial wise, so that because first we cannot doing sowing and then irrigation, then sowing then preparation of soil. Yeah, first irrigation then preparation of soil. No, you have to do it serial wise. Now we will learn it serial wise only. The first one is preparation of soil. Now, the preparation of soil is the first step before growing a crop. This is the first step. One of the most important tasks in agriculture is to turn the soil and loosen it. This allows the roots to penetrate deep into the soil. Now, for example, this is the soil. Okay, plough, yeah, I think it's the plough. Plough is used so that this upper soil can go downwards, and downwards can come upwards, and the roots uh, may get the space to penetrate, to go inside, deep inside the soil. Okay, the loosened soil helps in growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. So soil, अब ये जो soil होगी, ये क्या करेगी, जो अर्थवर्म्स और माइक्रोब्स की ग्रोथ में हेल्प करेगी, जो हमारी सॉइल में होती है. फिर these organisms are friends of the farmer since they further turn and loosen the soil and add humus. वो तब तक फार्मर्स के फ्रेंड रहेंगे, वो ऑर्गेनिज्म लाइक अर्थवर्म्स या माइक्रोब्स, जब तक वो सॉइल में ह्यूमस ऐड करेंगे. ओके, नाउ the process of loosening and turning of soil is tilling and ploughing. Now, when this process, loosening and turning of the soil, is known as tilling and ploughing. This is done by using a plough. Plough are made of wood or iron. This is a picture of plough, and you can see this is made of wood, but it can be made of iron also. Okay. Now, if the soil is very dry, okay, it may need watering before ploughing. Okay, so this is the main thing. Like सूखी हुई soil है ज़्यादा, तो उसमें water देना like it's necessary. Okay, the plough field may have big clumps of soil called crumbs. It is necessary to break these crumbs. Now that ploughed जो field होगी हमारी, उसमें बड़े बड़े clumps होंगे soil की. Okay, so जिनको हम crumbs बोलते हैं, तो इनको तोड़ना, इनको ब्रेक करना, it's very necessary. Agricultural implements means tools of agriculture. What are the tools? Now before sowing the seeds, seeds को sowing करने से पहले, what we need to break down these clumps, yeah, so to get better yield, and this is done with the help of various tools. The tools can be the plough, hoe and cultivator. Let's read about them. Plough. Now what do you mean by plough? This is being used since ancient times for tilling the soil, adding fertilizers to the crop, removing the weeds and turning the soil. Now plough is used since ancient times for tilling the soil, now for adding the fertilizers also, for removing the weeds and turning the soils. Okay, tilling and turning the soils is okay, same. Okay, plough. Now this is made of wood and is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. Okay, this is made of wood and उसको खींचा जाता है like bulls या horses के द्वारा इसको खींचा जाता है. It contains a strong triangle iron strip called plowshare. It contains an triangular iron strip also. I'll show you an image also. Okay, so that is called plowshare. Now the main part of plough is a long log of wood, which is called a plough shaft. Long wood होती है वहाँ पे, that is plough shaft. Handle होता है at one end of the shaft and the other is attached to the beam which is placed on the bull necks. फिर बीम्स में लगाए जाते हैं वो जो प्लो शाफ्ट का दूसरा एंड होगा, एक एंड में उसके हैंडल्स होते हैं। ओके, नाउ सेकेंड एंड में क्या होगा, वो बीम से कनेक्टेड होंगे, जो वो बीम नेक्स्ट के लाइक बुल के नेक्स्ट पर रखे जाते हैं। Now one pair of bulls and a man can easily operate the plough. Now one pair of bulls means two bulls and one man is necessary. These can operate the plough. No one more is needed. Okay. This is the structure of plough. Now this is a beam. This is put in the these are on the necks of uh, bulls, and this is your plough shaft. This is connected to beam, and one end is here. This is plowshare. Okay, you can see the picture. This is plowshare, this is plough shaft. Okay, and this is our beam. Okay, beam is not shown here over here, but it should be shown over here, but it's shown over here. Okay, so now hoe. Now what do you mean by hoe? It's a simple tool, okay, which is used for removing weeds and for loosening the soil. weeds को remove करने के लिए भी ये यूज किया जाता है. लॉन्ग रॉड ऑफ वुड और आयरन, इसके पास एक लॉन्ग रॉड होती है वुड या आयरन की. दिस इज योर रॉड, दिस वन. ओके, a strong broad and bent plate of iron is fixed to one of its end and works like a blade. It is pulled by animals. This is your bent plate. यहाँ पर बीम है जो एनिमल्स की नेक्स्ट पर रखी जाती हैं, एंड इससे क्या होता है कि वीड्स को रिमूव किया जाता है, सॉइल को लूजन किया जाता है. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द पिक्चर ऑफ hoe. Now cultivator. Nowadays plowing is done by tractor driven cultivator. Now tractor is used for cultivating nowadays in modern times. The use of cultivator saves labor time. Labor time saves करता है. Okay, this use of cultivator saves your labor time. ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगता है इसमें, बहुत लेस टाइम लगता है. ठीक है. Now second step is the sowing. Now first we did it preparation of soil. Now it's sowing. Sowing is an important part of crop production. Crop production is main part of the sowing is crop production. Before sowing, good quality and clean and healthy seeds of a good variety are selected. A farmer prefers to use seeds which give high yield. Yeah. So now sowing main part है हमारा, seeds तो बोनी पड़ेंगी. देखो, see, this is important. Now before sowing, ये sowing करने से पहले गुड क्वालिटी एंड क्लीन हेल्दी सीड्स को सिलेक्ट करना इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके, तो फार्मर्स वही यूज करेगा जिसमें उसको ज़्यादा फायदा होगा. ठीक है, सो कैसे सिलेक्ट की जाती हैं सीड्स, मेनली छोटी सी एक्टिविटी है. यू कैन जस्ट डू इट एट होम ऑल्सो. यू कैन टेक अ बीकर एंड फिल हाफ ऑफ इट विद वाटर, एंड हाफ वाटर होना चाहिए, लाइक इट्स दिस वन बीकर, तो इतना पानी होना चाहिए, हाफ ऑफ द बीकर. ओके, पुट अ हैंडफुल ऑफ व्हीट seeds, any seeds you can take, and stir it well and wait for some times. Now are there seeds which float on water? क्या कुछ ऐसी seeds हैं जो float कर रही हैं water पे, ऊपर तैर रही हैं? Now would those be lighter or heavier than those which sink? Why would they be lighter? So now जो damaged seeds होंगी they become hollow and are thus lighter, so therefore they float on water. और जो सीड्स लाइटर होंगी, डैमेज्ड होंगी, वो फ्लोट ऊपर, पानी के ऊपर तैरेंगी. लेकिन जो हमारी अच्छी सीड्स होंगी वो नीचे रहेंगी. तो वी कैन सेलेक्ट दिस बाय डूइंग दिस एक्टिविटी. या बिफोर sowing, one of the important tasks is to know about the tools used for sowing seeds. Now traditional method and seed drills are used. Okay, the tool used traditionally for sowing seed is shaped like a funnel. Traditional method में जो यूज होता था, that was like a funnel. Okay, and the seeds are filled into the funnel and passed down through 2 or 3 pipes से पास की जाती थी, having the sharp ends, नीचे sharp ends होते थे. These ends pierce into the soil and place seeds there. pierce soil को वहां पर रख के रखती थी और फिर place क्या करती थी. See, this is for the example, this is a soil and this is like a funnel, and यहाँ पर इसके टू एंड्स हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल, तो ये सॉइल के अंदर होते थे. ठीक है, जिससे ये सॉइल को क्या करता था कि यहाँ से सीड आ रही है तो डीप चली जाती थी हमारी सॉइल. नाउ सीड ड्रिल. Nowadays, the seed drill is used for sowing with the help of tractors. Now, seed drill is used now. That is done by using tractors. This sows the seeds uniformly at equal distance and depth. Now, what do these seeds do? They just equal distance and depth में सीड्स को रखती हैं, बट वहाँ पर इतना श्योर नहीं थे हम. ठीक है. Now it ensures that seeds get covered by the soil after sowing. सीड ड्रिल में ये हमें पता होता है कि हमने जब सीड्स को सॉइल के अंदर सॉइंग आफ्टर सॉइंग कर दिया तो वो सॉइल के अंदर सीड चली गई तो वो सॉइल से ढक गई है, कवर्ड हो गई है. ठीक है. नाउ दिस प्रोटेक्ट्स सीड्स फ्रॉम बीइंग ईटन बाय बर्ड्स. ये क्या करते हैं, सीड ड्रिल प्रोटेक्ट करता है सीड्स को ताकि वो एनिमल्स द्वारा ना खाई जाए, बर्ड्स द्वारा ना खाई जाए. Sowing by using a seed drill saves times and labor. या टाइम और लेबर दोनों हमारा सेव होता है सोइंग करने से. ठीक है. Now, third is adding manure and fertilizer. Our first was preparation of soil, second was sowing. Now we will be doing adding manure and fertilizers. The substances which are added to the soil in the form of nutrients for healthy growth of plants are called manure and fertilizer. वो substances जो soil के अंदर ऐड किए जाते हैं ताकि उसमें न्यूट्रिएंट्स आ जाएं फॉर द हेल्दी ग्रोथ ऑफ प्लांट्स, या ताकि हमारे प्लांट्स जो ग्रो होंगे वो हेल्दी हों, हमारी सेहत के लिए, हमारी हेल्थ के लिए वो भी अच्छे हों. तो दैट आर कॉल्ड मैन्योर एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स. सॉइल सप्लाइज मिनरल्स न्यूट्रिएंट्स टू द क्रॉप प्लांट्स. सॉइल ही क्या करती है, दिस मिनरल्स न्यूट्रिएंट्स को क्रॉप प्लांट्स तक को पहुंचाती हैं. These nutrients are essential for the growth of plants in certain areas. See, क्या करता है कि these nutrients हमारे बहुत essential हैं plants की growth के लिए. Okay, so this is a mistake over here. So don't do this. Now, continuous cultivation of crop makes the soil poorer in nutrients. Yeah, this is the main thing. Okay. अगर हम बार बार कंटिन्यूसली करते रहेंगे, हमारी क्रॉप्स चलती रहेंगी. ओके. मींस कल्टीवेशन करते रहेंगे क्रॉप्स की, और क्या होगा कि हमारी सॉइल होगी उसमें न्यूट्रिएंट्स खत्म होने लगेंगे, पुअर होने लगेंगे. So therefore farmers have to add manure to the fields to replenish the soil with the nutrients. Manure और fertilizer add करने पड़ेंगे farmers को. This process is called manuring. Okay. Improper or insufficient manuring result in weak plants. Now if we add manure improperly and insufficiently, तो हमारे जो plants होंगे वो very weak plants होंगे. Okay. Now what are manure? Firstly, manure is an organic substance obtained from the decomposition of plants and animal waste. एनिमल या प्लांट के वेस्ट को डिकम्पोज करके जो हमारा सब्सटेंस आता है दैट इज आवर मैन्योर. फार्मर्स डंप प्लांट एंड एनिमल वेस्ट एंड पेट्स एट ओपन प्लेसेस एंड अलाउ इट टू डिकम्पोज. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस? सो नाउ व्हाट फार्मर्स डू, दे जस्ट यूज टू allow these waste to decompose in open places. Okay. Now the decomposition is caused by some microorganisms. Yeah, ये decomposition microorganisms की वजह से ही होता है. Now decomposed matter is used as organic manure. Now जो हमारा decompose करके जो हमारा substance आएगा that is our organic manure. Okay. Fertilizers, these are the chemicals which are rich in a particular nutrients. Now particular nutrients में ही होती है. Fertilizers are produced in factories, not organic. They are not organic. They are produced in factories. Now, for example, it can be urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash, NPK. This you know that nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Okay. The use of fertilizers have helped farmers to get better yield of crops such as wheat, paddy and maize. Fertilizers का यूज करेंगे तो farmers को बहुत ही अच्छी crops मिल रही हैं. ओके. जैसे कि wheat, paddy and maize की सबसे अच्छी crops हो रही हैं, उनकी अच्छी crops उग रही हैं. बट अगर हम इन fertilizers को ज़्यादा ही यूज करेंगे तो हमारी soil less fertile हो जाएगी. मोर फर्टाइल होने की वजह से लेस होने से ना होने के कारण वो लेस फर्टिलाइज हो जाएगी. फर्टिलाइजर्स हैव ऑल्सो बिकम अ सोर्स ऑफ वाटर पोल्यूशन. वाटर भी ये पॉल्यूट करता है फर्टिलाइजर्स. ओके. The organic manure is considered better than fertilizers. Why? This is a question. Like, why organic manure is considered better than fertilizers? Because it enhances the water holding capacity of the soil. Yeah. It makes the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases become easy. Porous बना देता है ताकि exchange of gases easily हो जाए. Number of friendly microbes इसमें होते हैं. The texture of soils. So these 4 points you have to learn so that you can get marks in your papers. Yeah. Now what is the difference between them? A fertilizer is an inorganic salt, inorganic substance, but manure is natural substance obtained by decomposing of kettles of animals and plants waste. Fertilizer is prepared in factories. They are prepared in the fields and open places. A fertilizer does not provide any humus to the soil, but manure provides a lot of humus to the soil. Fertilizers are very rich in plant nutrients, okay, like nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Manure is relatively less rich in plants nutrients. Okay, fertilizer plants के nutrients में कुछ ज़्यादा ही rich है, but manure इतना rich नहीं, कम rich है. Okay. Now, fourth step is our irrigation. All living beings need water to live. Water is important for proper growth and development. Water is absorbed by the plant roots. Along with water, minerals and fertilizers are also absorbed. Plants contain nearly 90% of water. Okay, so water is essential because germination of seeds does not take place under dry conditions. Okay, so now this is very thing important that water we need. Plants also need water. The plants contain about nearly 90% of water. This is important things. So now supply of waters to crops at regular intervals is known as irrigation. Waters अगर crops को supply हो रहा है at regular intervals, समय समय पर अगर waters crop को दिए जा रहा है, तो that process is known as irrigation. The time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop. See, crop to crop से होगा, soil to soil, season to season, कि किस तरह से देना है पानी, कितना देना है, ये सब हमारे सॉइल पर डिपेंड करेगा, क्रॉप पर डिपेंड या सीजन पर डिपेंड करेगा. या सो नाउ what are the sources of irrigation? Firstly, see, the first source is wells and tube wells, ponds, lakes, rivers, dams and canals. These are the mainly sources. You have to learn them. You can just learn 4 to 5, okay, not more than, or you can just learn as much as you can, but you should know that ponds, lake, rivers, oceans, you can just do them. Okay. Now, what are the traditional method of irrigation? Firstly, the water available in wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods in different regions for taking it to the fields. Now, traditional method of irrigation, there are 4 methods. Firstly, let's read this. Water available in the wells, lakes and canals is lifted up by different methods to crops. Like different methods से crops तक well से, lake से, canal से water different methods से crops तक पहुंचाए जाते हैं. Okay, cattle या human laborers इन methods में use होते हैं. So these methods are cheaper but less efficient. The various traditional ways are 4 traditional ways we'll be learning, that is mott, chain pump, dhekli and rahat. You can just see them. Mott is like this, then this is chain pump, this is dhekli and this is over here is rahat. Pumps are commonly used for lifting water. Diesel, biogas, electricity and soil energy is used to run these pumps. Okay, now pumps भी यूज होते थे फॉर लिफ्टिंग वाटर एंड डीजल्स, बायोगैस, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, सोलर एनर्जी इन पंप्स को चलाने में काम करते थे. What are the modern methods of irrigation? See, modern methods of irrigation are as follows. The one is sprinkler system. This system is more useful on the uneven land where sufficient water is not available. उस लैंड में ये बहुत हेल्पफुल होते हैं जहां पर सफिशिएंट वाटर नहीं होता. The perpendicular pipes having rotating nozzles on the top are joined to main pipeline at regular intervals. When the water is out to flow through the main pipes under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from rotating nozzles. Now what happens? Pipes होते हैं perpendicular. Okay, now see for example this is a pipe and यहाँ से एक pipe निकल रहा है, फिर यहाँ पर and यहाँ पर, ठीक, एक पाइप होता है. इसमें अगर इसको जब टाइम टू टाइम इसमें पानी दिया जाता है, तब यहाँ से पानी आकर इस तीन ऐसे पानी क्रॉप्स, फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पर क्रॉप्स हैं, क्रॉप्स में देते हैं, ठीक है, ऐसे, ठीक, ऐसे. You will be seeing a picture है. Okay, it gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. ऐसा लगता है कि क्रॉप के ऊपर पानी तो जा रहा है, लेकिन हमें ऐसा लगता है कि वो रेन हो रही है, ठीक है. स्प्रिंकल इज वेरी यूजफुल फॉर लॉन्स, कॉफी प्लांटेशन एंड सेवरल अदर क्रॉप्स. कॉफी प्लांटेशन के लिए भी बहुत हेल्पफुल होते हैं, ठीक है. नाउ sprinkle system, see this, this is one of the pipe and it's going from over here, and this is pipe, this is a pipe, and this, see this pipe is attached with this pipe, है ना, but then this pipe यहाँ से, है ना, so like this is our sprinkler system. Drip system. In the system the water falls drop by drop directly near the roots. इस सिस्टम में क्या होता है, सीधा रूट्स तक पानी पहुंचाया जाता है, ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप. So this is called a drip system, drop by drop drip system. Best technique for watering fruit plants, gardens and trees. This is the best technique for watering the fruit plants. Okay, water is not wasted at all. It is a boon in regions where availability of water is poor. यहाँ उनके लिए बहुत अच्छा है, उन रीजन्स के लिए जहाँ पर पानी की बहुत कमी है. ड्रिप सिस्टम. ओके, protection from weeds. This is our fifth one, that is protection from weeds. In a field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the crop. या सी क्रॉप्स लगी हैं और उनकी बीच में या उनमें भी अनडिजायरेबल, जो हमें नहीं चाहिए, ऐसे प्लांट्स उग जाते हैं, ग्रो हो जाते हैं, उन्हें हम वीड्स कहते हैं. एंड द रिमूवल ऑफ दीज वीड्स इज कॉल्ड वीडिंग. ओके, weeding is necessary since weeds compete with the crop plants for water, nutrients, space and light. Thus, they affect the growth of crop. Now see, weeds क्या करते हैं, वही crops को जो water या nutrients मिलना था वो weeds ले लेती हैं, तो water crop को affect होगा. Yeah, so they need to be just taken out. Yeah, tilling before sowing of crops helps in uprooting and killing of weeds. Now sowing से पहले जो tilling करते हैं, that is necessary. Why? Because of uprooting the weeds, killing of weeds, yeah, which may then dry up and get mixed up with the soil. Yeah, dry हो जाती हैं, फिर soil से mix हो जाती हैं, जो एक humus ऐड करता है, fertile हो जाती हैं, manure की तरह करता है काम, ठीक है. Continued. Okay, sorry. Weeds are also controlled by using certain chemicals called weedicide. Weedicide से भी ये कंट्रोल किए जाते हैं, like 2 या 4D, 2D या 4D. These are sprayed in the field to kill the weeds. These chemicals are sprayed and they do not damage the crops. Now spraying weeds. This is a picture of spraying weeds. Yes, you have also seen, if you went up in a village, you may see the farmers doing this. Yeah. Now harvesting. What do we mean by harvesting? Firstly, harvesting of a crop is an important task. The cutting of crop after it is mature, it's called harvesting. Grow हो जाती हैं crop, mature हो जाती हैं, तब crop को अगर cut करना है, that process is known as harvesting. In harvesting, crops are pulled out और cut out. Harvesting से क्या होता है, crops को pulled किया जाता है, ताकि and cut close to the ground, और cut close to the ground से cut किया जाता है. तो सी हार्वेस्टिंग के में क्या होता है, क्रॉप्स को सॉइल से निकाला जाता है, ठीक है. जब वो सॉइल से निकाल देते हैं, या सॉइल से पूरा एक्चुअली में निकाल देते हैं, पूरा निकाल देते हैं, या फिर ग्राउंड से कट कर देते हैं, ठीक है. दिस यूजुअली टेक 3 to 4 months फॉर अ सीरियल क्रॉप टू मैच्योर. हम खाते हैं, पल्सेस खाते हैं, या ओके, सो दीज कम अंडर द सीरियल क्रॉप्स ओनली, एंड ये 3 to 4 months लेते हैं सीरियल क्रॉप्स टू ग्रो टू मैच्योर. Okay. Harvesting in our country is either done by manually by sickle or by machine called harvester. Sickle से की जाती है. This is the sickle. You have seen this or not? Okay, you can just see a picture. Or by a machine called harvester. Okay. In the harvested crop, the grain seeds need to be separated from the chaff. Chaff से भी separate करना है. So that is process is called threshing. This is carried out with the help of a machine called combine, which is in fact a harvester as well as a thresher. Farmers with small holdings of land do the separation of grains and chaff by winnowing. Now, क्या होता है combine से कि combine एक machine है जो एक harvester भी है, एक thresher का भी काम करती है. ठीक है, ये हमारे chaff को अलग करती हैं, separate करती हैं. और the farmers जिनके पास small land है, they just use winnowing. Okay, they do not use this combine, they use winnowing. Okay. Now, last and the final step is our storage. We have to store that crop that we have cultivated, that we have harvested. Yeah, storage of produce is an important task. That the storage of the crop that is produced is an important task. If the harvested grains are to be kept for a longer time, अगर वो harvested grains एक longer time के लिए केप्ट की करनी है तो क्या उनको सेफ रखना पड़ेगा. किससे? मॉइस्चर से, इंसेक्ट से, रैट से, माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म से. ओके. हार्वेस्टेड ग्रेन्स हैव मोर मॉइस्चर. ओके, हार्वेस्टेड ग्रेन्स के पास मोर मॉइस्चर होता है. इफ फ्रेशली हार्वेस्टेड ग्रेन्स सीड्स आर स्टोर्ड विदाउट ड्राइंग they may get spoiled or attacked by organisms, making them unfit for use. Harvested grains have more moisture. See, हमारी जो harvested grains होती हैं उनके पास moisture बहुत होता है. So freshly harvested grains जो हमारी let's see freshly harvested जो grains हम crop है तो उसको store करना पड़ेगा. अगर without drying अगर store करेंगे तो they may get spoiled और organism उनको attack करेंगे. ठीक है, making them unfit for use. Okay, they will not be good for us to use them. Okay. Farmers store grains in a jute bags. Grains को कहाँ store किया जाता है? Jute bags में या metallic bins में. Okay. However, large scale storage of grain is done in silos and granaries to protect them from pests like rats and insects. See, large scales की जो grains होती हैं, storage of grain, large scale storage of grain, ये कहाँ की जाती हैं? Silos में, granaries में की जाती हैं to protect them from pests and like rats and insects. Dried neem leaves, नीम के भी dried leaves use किए जाते हैं. ठीक है, grains at home to store food grains at home. For storing large quantities of grains in big godowns, specific chemical treatments are required to protect them from microorganisms या pest. See, for large quantities of grains हमें अगर store करनी है तो बड़े बड़े godowns में कुछ chemicals treatments हमें करने होंगे, chemicals यूज करने होंगे हमें to protect these crops, these grains from the pest or the microorganisms. So here you can see some pictures of silos. This is a picture of silos and this is a picture of granaries. These are big godowns. Okay. Now a topic came animal husbandry. Okay. Animals reared at home or in farms have to provided with the proper food and shelter and care. See, हम पेट्स रखते हैं या ऐसे ही अगर पेट्स कुछ लार्ज स्केल में रखे जाएं, दैट इज एनिमल हस्बेंड्री. ओके, दिस इज द मेनली थिंग, नथिंग एल्स. और डू यू नो दैट fish is good for health? Okay, we get cod liver oil from fish, which is rich in vitamin D. Okay, so vegetarians do not eat. I know, I am also a vegetarian. Okay, non-vegetarians used to eat, but it's good in vitamin D also. Okay, so fish is good in vitamin D. This you have to remember. So please subscribe our channel and like and share. This was the end of the video. Okay, you have completed your chapter. Okay, and please do subscribe and like and share. You will get the NCERT solutions and this PPT in the description box. Thank you very much. Bye bye.